Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is currently still holding above support, so has not reached the 47k level. This is where I just want to make it as really simple as possible. We're only going to take a look at the shorter time frame in this video. Don't want to cover the daily time frame. We did that in the first video today. The structure overall on the chart hasn't changed. We're still holding above the main line in the sand, as I called it in previous videos, above the 47k level. I highlighted before, to keep it very simple, I would simply watch everything that happens above the 47k level as noise. Yeah. Only below 47k really the structure breaks and I have to activate the alternative scenario, which would mean that a B wave topped and we're coming down in a C wave, and this would mean that the wave 4, which presumably finished on the 23rd of January, is still unfolding. But in my primary scenario, which is the white one, the fourth wave already finished, bottomed, and we're in the fifth wave. I think they're both likely, but as long as we are holding above that line in the sand, I focus on further upside. We're currently exploring if this correction is unfolding in a wave 4. Let's zoom in a little bit. So far, we only have seen 3 waves to the downside. Only 3 waves down. Let's go to the 30-minute chart. Obviously, the idea is that in this uptrend that we're tracking, there are obviously different, structures, subwaves, and we are now currently dealing with a pullback, which we would see as a wave 4 pullback. We already saw that pullback coming yesterday, heading into the weekend. And I highlighted to you that at least a correction would unfold. What kind of pattern exactly is unfolding remains to be seen. Is also not so important because you cannot in advance anticipate which pattern exactly unfolds in a correction. It's more like driving on site. It's a wait and see approach in a correction. What is really important is to see if the price can offer us a deep pullback into the support zone. If that's the case, then it should present a good reward and risk opportunity to maybe trade the next move to the upside, basically the continuation of that impulse to the upside, which we're tracking. The wave 4 at the moment, we see this either as a wave 4 in the white third wave or a wave 4 in the orange C wave of wave B. Which one it is doesn't matter in the very short term. First of all, I think it's just important to recognize that I'm favoring still trend continuation higher as long as we're holding 47k. And if there is a pullback into the support area, that could be an opportunity to maybe add positions. I mean, you can add before, right? It's just that we are further away from the key 47k level. So the closer we get to 47k, the better from a reward to risk point of view, of course. Yeah, but so far only 3 waves down. So there are different possibilities, that could unfold here. It's possible that this is already a completed 3-wave move down in wave 4, which which I don't see as a primary scenario. But 3 waves down always mean that we could see continuation higher. Yeah. We could already see continuation higher, but then if I understand the context, it's a very shallow wave 4 in that case, and it did not reach a Fibonacci support level. That rather indicates that the price ideally goes down a little lower. It's possible though. We've seen in recent weeks and months overall quite shallow pullbacks only on the Bitcoin chart. So again, I'm not telling you it will go into this area. This is simply support. It's not really a target. But it would be ideal if we go a little lower. But then don't forget about this ascending trend channel here as well, which we have on the chart. But the market so far avoided to test the lower boundary line. So in the alternative, the wave 4 is already in, and I will make that the primary scenario if we get a sustained break above the green line at 52,800. In that case then, the market could stretch to 54k next. But we are likely still in corrective mode at the moment, at least, until we make a higher high and a higher low, and until we break above the trend line, the resistance line. I assume we are still in the correction because there is no low until we get a 5-wave move up above resistance and a 3-wave pullback. So how could this then unfold? Well, it could be that this is just the A wave of a larger the ABC structure of a larger A wave. We might now be doing this B wave and then come down in wave C. I'm not going to add an micro count, but I can show you sort of how it could play out. As long as we're holding basically here the swing low from today, it could be that this is an A, B, C in wave B. So just a smaller degree ABC structure. This is now only something for anybody who's a wave nerd like me. So it's just, getting a clear ABC structure would be a possibility here. Whereas if we see a more direct break below today's low, it would indicate that this was already circle wave B. Even though that would then be very shallow, but possible. And we're coming down. Might even then turn into a WXY pattern. As I said, looking at microstructures in corrections and trying to understand exactly what's going on, not the best exercise, okay? It doesn't really matter. What does matter? It matters if the price can turn around to the upside before breaking below 47K. Everything here is literally just noise. It changes very often, I do say that very often. Sometimes I'm thinking not to show any micro counts at all in corrections because it frustrates people. But then I rather show them, try to help people understand what's going on for anybody who wants to know it. But always issue the warning that absolutely don't treat micro counts in corrections as predictive. They are literally just so that we have a bit of a roadmap, okay? But it's completely flexible and fluid. It always happens in corrections. Because look at this. This was an impulse in 5 waves. There is only one kind of an impulse. In corrections, this could still turn into a triangle. We could get a larger ABC, a WXY, WXYXZ. There are so many corrections that could play out. And then the corrective patterns within, even here, just to give you a crazy example, even that B wave could turn into a triangle, believe it or not. And then you just sort of end up with so many different possibilities. But I typically just track from a beginning an ABC structure. When that's complete, and it seems like we have an ABC complete potentially, then I'm tracking, okay, did we come down deep enough for a reliable 4th wave, which we didn't really. So that's when I'm thinking, okay, do I have a 5 wave move up already? Because if I don't, then the correction is likely just extending into a larger ABC. And that seems to be going on at the moment. So again, in corrections, we have to stay on the side of caution, have to remain flexible. Corrections are there for capital preservation. Don't trade the micro counts, trade the levels. The lower we go while holding 47K, the better from a reward to risk point of view for a potential long position to trade wave 5 higher. But yeah, not much happened today, just a little bit of down, a little bit of up, but we haven't broken out to the upside. Some altcoins do. So obviously you see those coins move up and down a little bit. But yeah, we see a little bit of action in the altcoin sector while Bitcoin is holding on a pretty high level and the move down looks corrective, which pretty much is very much in line with my still bullish thesis about Bitcoin. That's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.